Welcome to I Love Sophia. This is Sir Kevin for your dose of philosophical truths. You have heard that it was said, madaling maging tao, mahirap magpakatao. But what makes an action human in nature? And what is it to be human? Today, we will learn the difference between a human act and an act of man. On one hand, a human act, or humana acta in Latin, is an act done with knowledge, consent, and freedom. Thus, a human act is, so to speak, something done knowingly, willingly, and freely. But wait, what does that mean? First, when an act is done with knowledge, the agent understands what he is doing and able to explain why it is done. For instance, I ate because I am hungry and I need food to nourish me. Second, when an act is done with consent, the agent acknowledges that the act was done because he wanted to, and so he voluntarily decided to. For example, I ate because I really wanted to, and so I do. Third, when an act is done with freedom, the agent is not under the influence of external forces, and the act was done under compulsion. For instance, I ate not because my mother forced me to. To sum up, human acts then are acts that man does as a man, that is, of which he is properly master because he does them with full knowledge and of his own will. Now, when a man acts in a deliberate manner, he is, so to speak, the father of his acts. Being responsible for, these acts can be morally classified, that is, they are either good or evil. For example, I could be punished for stealing because though I knew that stealing is morally evil and I am aware where it could lead me to, still, I decided to do so, even no one forced me to. On the other hand, an act of man, or acta hominis in Latin, is an act done without knowledge, consent, or freedom, or lacking any. Those are acts that man performs without being master of them through his intellects and will. In principle, acts of man are not concerned of morals, since they are not voluntary. The following are examples of acts of man. First, the natural acts of vegetative and sense faculties: digestion, beating of the heart, growth, corporal reactions, and visual or auditive perceptions. Could you control your heartbeat? Do you command your fingernails to grow? Though you could not and you do not, still they do. However, these acts become human acts when performed under the direction of the will, as when we intently look at something or arouse ourselves. Second, acts of persons who lack the use of reason. Such is the case with children or insane persons. Will you consider your baby a criminal if he hits you with his drinking bottle or throws a toy at you? Third, acts of people who are asleep or under the influence of hypnosis, alcohol, or other drugs. In this case, however, there may still be some degree of control by the will. Moreover, there is indirect responsibility if the cause of the loss of control is voluntary. So, if you think you could use drunkenness as an excuse, sorry, still, there is culpability in you. Fourth, quick, nearly automatic reactions called primo-primi acts. These are reflex and nearly instantaneous reactions, such as withdrawing one's hand or accidentally hitting someone out of surprise, in which the will does not have time to intervene. Finally, acts performed under violence or threat of violence. This includes physical, in some cases, moral violence. A woman, for instance, who hands over his belonging to a man pointing a knife at her side will not be responsible for such unfortunate act. Indeed, what makes act human in nature is precisely the use of what makes man a man. That is, the intellect and the will. The former being the capacity to know what is true, and the latter the capacity to decide and pursue what is good. Operare sequitur esse. Dinidikta ang ginagawa mo ng kung ano ka. Tao ka, magpakatao ka. Hindi mahirap magpakatao kung alam mo kung ano ang pagiging tao. Again, this has been Sir Kevin, and together, let us fall in love with Sophia. Let us fall in love with wisdom.